construction underway here. They've dug out a little bit. There's water that's accumulated. Time is back up. And the city decides that Houston is always clapping. So what's the back fucking deal? What the fuck are we doing out here? I am. What in the fuck are we doing here? We'll sit out here and do a story. We'll do a story about what? As you can see, there's construction underway here. They've dug out a little bit. There's water that's accumulated. Time is back up. And the city decides that Houston is always clapping. So what's the back fucking deal? What the fuck are we doing out here? I am. What in the fuck are we doing here?
Yo, 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 what up, my people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your boy Jaydub. Y'all know what it is. Yeah, buddy. Come on in. We got Shout G in the house. What it do, player? Afro Thunder. Javon, my brother. What's going on, player? We got SS9 Vegeta in the house. To die for. What's good, player? Cloud Strife, I see you. Immortal Black, my brother, what's good? Eddie, I see you. Man, y'all see the topics. Lorenzo, what's good, brother? What's good? We gonna talk about it, man. Hope y'all having a fantastic day. Javon, my man at work. That's what's up, man. Brother getting that paper. That paper. Yeah, we're going to talk about it today, man. Y'all know what it is. That PlayStation greatness is upon us. Getting a ton of games. A lot of GOATY contenders out there. C Slim, I see you, player. What's good? Taryn Singh in the house. What's good? J Boss, I see you. True Virgil. Y'all come on in. Brarios, what's good? I hope you're good, man. Hope my mic is loud and clear. Hope y'all enjoying the little music and stuff I got going. You know what I'm saying? A little chill. Yeah, we're going to get into some of these topics today. Y'all already know what it is, man. PlayStation financials came out. As usual, they nominate. I mean, that's not anything new, right? I don't even know why we bring it up these days. PlayStation Nation supporting their games, they supporting the hardware, the software, the services, and everything else that come with it. He ain't quit, so thank you, man, for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate it. Y'all hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, man. But I saw some stuff out on the Twitter space, man, and YouTube. I saw some topics going on, and I thought I'd address some of these topics. But first and foremost, congratulations to PlayStation Nation. Congratulations to Sony and PlayStation 5 for doing great things, big numbers. They're continuously outpacing its predecessor, which is the PS4, which is, I believe, the second best selling console ever in history. So, again, man, that PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 tandem, this PlayStation 5, man, is kicking ass and taking names. And the sad part about it, right, is we're in a global pandemic where production of all natural resources, minerals, and all kind of items that you would need to produce these consoles, these guys are able to capture those resources to be able to do that. I mean, they're almost at 15 million consoles within the first year. That's bananas. So can y'all imagine if they didn't have those constraints, if they didn't have those supply constraints? We would probably be at 25 million right about now. And that's crazy, man. Lika, I see you. What's good? Absolutely. Shout out to my brother King's Blood Gaming. Big 3090 in the house. PC Master Race. Hey, we gonna talk about PC Master Race today, man. I don't know if we got a war going on or what, but you know what I'm saying. We finna sock them in the eye and put them back in their place. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 5 dudes out there in the world with the 3090s. You know what I'm saying? DOTA and 8K, DOTA2 and 8K. Shout out to y'all, big fellas. Yeah, but what we saw, and I'm gonna put up some tangible numbers because I don't want y'all to be like, oh, Jaydub just lying. Jaydub out here lying. Man, I don't want y'all to say I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what we're gonna do. Hey, if y'all see King's Blood in the chat, break his legs, man. Beat his ass and throw him outside. Tell him this is PlayStation Nation's house, not PC Master Race. Tell him he got to come back tomorrow for the leftovers. Oh man. Before we get into the Xbox slander, as you all came to see, you know, again, I want to give kudos to PlayStation Nation for supporting their games. Shout out to you guys for supporting your games, buying the hardware, buying the software, signing up for the services and everything else. We have our first GOTY contender, and GOTY award goes to none other than Returnal, a brand new IP. A brand new IP. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them fellas. I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff on the screen that we're going to talk about, man. And this when it comes to these sales. We're going to have to talk about it when it comes to these sales. You know, sometimes, you know, what they say, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. Now, I was told by a certain fan base that Sony is no longer in the penny pinching business. Shall I repeat? I was told by the Flat Earth Xbox community that Sony is no longer in the penny pinching business. Let's take a look at those pennies that PlayStation and Sony rather has been pinching off lately. If you can look at your chart right here, we got your network services, you got your PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, and stuff like that. If you look at that little small slice of pie, that's 16% of where they get their revenue. Now, if you go to console hardware, right, the PS4 and PS5, look at that big chunk. I mean, I shouldn't have to remind you guys, but PlayStation 5 is already profitable for Sony. It's already within the first 8 months, it became profitable. Let that sink in. That's how well this console is doing. They already recouped their money on this console within the first 8 months. It came in at a great price, $399, $499, respectively. Then we're going to go to the box games. You know, when you go to GameStop and you go to Best Buy or some other retailer and you actually buy a physical game, when you go and look, that's only 4%. You know what that means, guys? That means that people are downloading their games, and it makes sense, right? We're in a global pandemic. A lot of people are still under quarantine, and the ease of access, at least for myself, I'm able to download a game on my PlayStation 5. I'm able to play it hours early. I don't have to wait till the next following day for a store to open up. So it just makes sense. That's just the way everything is going. Even your music now. Nobody goes to the retailer and buy music, right? They just go ahead and download it on their phone right then and there. Brian Carter, my brother, welcome, man. Captain Thug Nasty, what's good, fella? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to talk about it. You stick around, brother. You stick around. We're going to get to the PC Master Race. And in here we next, we're gonna go to peripherals, you know, your PlayStation VR, your accessories, and some of the newer games that they started putting on PC. If you look at that, that's man, that's what, 6%? Yeah, that's 6%. So we know that, you know, PlayStation, Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz and them said, hey, look, man, we're trying to introduce PC Master Race into our ecosystem. J Gamer, I see you, player. We're trying to introduce them, right? We're trying to get these guys off of the DOTA2s and the World of Warcrafts. We're trying to show them what true gaming is about. So they say, you know what? Let's put some old 4 or 5 year old games on it. We're going to put some God of War, some Horizon, Zero Dawns, and stuff like that. We'll put the old crap on PC, let those guys taste what greatness is. So once the bread and butter, the PlayStation 5 gamers, the console gamers, once the sequels are ready for them, like we got God of War Ragnarok coming out pretty soon, Horizon Forbidden West coming out pretty soon, right? Now you got these sequels about to come out. We want to hand the PC guys the leftovers. You know, we've already made our money off of that. These guys have played these games for 3-4 years. Let's go ahead and put the old stuff on PC, entice those guys to buy a PlayStation 5, to buy into the ecosystem, and see if we can get some money that way. See if we can bring them over our way. Now we know a lot of PC Master Race, they're used to their Dotas and their CS:GO and some of the other games, but we know the majority of them play a lot of the console ports, the multiplats. We know what it is. Shout out Jesus Pena, I see you, player. So I don't find any problem with a lot of those old games going to PC. None at all. You get no argument from me. Give it to them. I've already played them, beat them. I'm done with them. I have no problem with that. Now, if we go and look at that yellow section, that's 29%. That's the add-on content, microtransactions, and DLC. That I'm not going to say it's shocking, but that let us know there's a lot of gamers out here that spend more money, right? You spend more money on not just buying the game, but more of in-game content, like your 2Ks, your Madden, your Ultimate Teams, your FIFA, all that stuff. You spend a lot of money on gaming. And it's not shocking, but those numbers don't lie. It's showing you where you're spending all your money. A lot of people get upset. They cry about games with microtransactions, and yet here you are spending all that money on those microtransactions and on that DLC. These guys are only giving you what you're spending your money on. They're going to continuously give you that. I don't think that's going anywhere. I think gamers have already accepted that fact that, hey, I want to buy my favorite characters. I want to build my team. That's just what it is. I'm not mad at that. They can do whatever it is they want to do. You can spend your money however you want to spend it, but you can't be out in the gaming streets crying every single game that has microtransactions and DLC and all these other add-on content. You're signing up for that. You signed up for that. Gamers have to be honest with themselves. We can't go out and try to boycott stuff and turn around and spend all this money for it. My brother Brian Carter with the $2. I appreciate you, player. I appreciate you, man. He said, I'm with you. Let them eat old leftovers. Big facts, man. Listen, I have no beef with PlayStation. With the PC Master Race. I have no problem with it. I have a high end gaming laptop with a 3080 in it. I'm good. But again, I do use my PC. When I play my PC games, it's not console ports. When I game on PC, it's for PC only games. Carol Anchor, what's going on? So when you look at this whole chart right here, this kind of lets you know what it is. I was told though by certain Xbox individuals that the future and what Sony is setting up and what Sony is doing is making their money on all this new cloud stuff. That Sony's no longer in the penny pinching business. That the consoles don't matter anymore. It's all about the cloud, and they're lagging behind. Well, if you see what they're doing right here and where they make their money, I don't see cloud in there anywhere. That's anything significant. That's saying that they're going to do anything with that. I think they're going to continue making their money, their bread and butter, off of the hardware. Because guess what? PlayStation hardware actually sells. Nintendo hardware actually sells. Xbox is the only hardware that doesn't sell. As a matter of fact, those guys have yet to reach double-digit sales. Double-digit million sales. As I started before, PlayStation 5 has sold roughly close to 15 million. We're looking at 13, 14, 15 million consoles out there. By the end of the year, they're going to be at 15 million within the first year in a global pandemic. Meanwhile, Xbox has released 2 next-generation consoles, and they're sitting somewhere between 6, 7, maybe 8 million. Make it make sense. So it would make sense for Microsoft to not care because they can't sell the hardware. They just can't. Now, one thing I want to take your focus, I want to put focus on, guys, is this as well. Just take a look at this here. I want you guys to see. See that there? That's Benji Sales. Shout out to Benji Sales, man. He's an analyst that comes up with all these numbers and everything. He puts them into great context where we can all understand it, and he deciphers all the numbers and the data and stuff like that. So shout out to him. Pretty cool cat. I'll follow him, watch his content sometime, just to kind of get an overview of what's going on. But if you look at Microsoft's numbers right here, this is their recent report this week. Xbox results from Microsoft. This is their financial year 2020, their Q1. Their total game sales, their gaming revenue grew 16%. When you look at Xbox content and services, it's only up 2%. That means growth in Game Pass subscribers and first-party games offset declines from third-party sales. That means these guys aren't buying third-party games. And since Microsoft hasn't been releasing first-party games, the numbers are just waning. A whole year and you're at 2%? Just 2%? Shout out to my brother Overdone. So that's when we talk about flat, right? When we talk about their numbers being flat, that's where we get that from. They had a whole year flat, no growth. And it's crazy because merely 2 weeks ago, you had guys running and screaming about 30 million. Oh, we had 30 million subscribers. 30 million Game Pass subscribers. We're winning. Then the numbers officially came out and they're still somewhere around 18 million. That's why Phil Spencer responded the way he did to the Take-Two CEO when this to Take-Two CEO said, hey man, Phil, you know, we're right around, we're what, sitting around 30 million? We got to be sitting around 30 million by now, right? Phil said, well, you know, the last time we reported numbers is 18 million. You know, Phil is not finna go out there and lie like that. He's a liar, but I mean, he has investors he has to look out for too. He can't publicly be lying like that. And sure enough, a week later came out and they're sitting somewhere around 17, 18 million. That's no growth. Now, you know, maybe with Halo and Forza Horizon, maybe that can kind of help. But again, if you've been owning Game Pass, if you've been on Game Pass, there hasn't been there's been little to nothing for you to have it for. Now at the end of the year, you're getting Halo and Forza. And that's unfortunate because you got some of the big games coming out like the Call of Duties and the Battlefields. And I know people are going to say, oh, I'm not buying that. But listen, numbers don't lie. You're going to buy it. You're going to support it. You're going to spend money on a microtransaction. So let's stop the bullshit. We do this every year. I'm not buying that Call of Duty. Call of Duty trash. Battlefield is trash. You're going to be on it. You're going to buy it. You're going to be on it. You're going to support it. You're going to spend those millions and millions of dollars. Now, another reason I wanted to show you guys this is take a look at how Microsoft uses percentages. They don't use hard numbers, right? Because hard numbers, you're going to be stuck to the hard numbers. There's no way you can finagle your way out of hard numbers. But when you give percentages, you can always spend that in whatever kind of fashion you want. Now, when Sony released its numbers, they release hard facts, hard tangible numbers. Hard tangible numbers. Now, when you look at what Benji Sales said about PlayStation, right? He says PlayStation 5 shipped 3.3 million units in the quarter now. In the quarter, not the year, the quarter. Quarter's 3 months. And right now they have reached 13.4 million lifetime sales. Again, Sony releases hard, tangible numbers. Not the kind that you have to guesstimate and that could be or could not be. And it depends on how you ask the question. They're hard, tangible numbers. So within the first nine months, or let's October now, right? Let's call it 10 months of the console generation. They're already at close to 15 million in hardware. Look at the amount of games they've sold. They've sold 76.4 million games, out of which 7.6 million of those are first-party games. And if you look at the digital sales, you got to realize there's physical and there's digital. Well, 62% of those games that were sold are digital. That means that shift is real. That shift is real. Again, global pandemic, physical. I'm all digital. I do buy physical when it's steelbook edition. When there's something tangible, collector's edition or something like that, I'll do that. Other than that, there is no reason for me to buy anything physical anymore. Shout out to my brother King's Blood. He said, "Yeah, we don't mind waiting for the best console port version." Oh man, shout out to you, brother. It only cost you $2,000 just for a graphics card. What did it cost you? It only cost it only cost you a card. And then we got 47.2 million PlayStation Plus subscribers, 104 million active monthly users. That's 104 people actually engaging in their games, playing their games, booting up their PlayStation 4s and 5s. That's it speaks for itself. With all of these numbers that's going up, right? For PlayStation, when you look at Game Pass and you look at all the services and subscriptions that Microsoft offer, and they're just up 2%. Is that all you can do? 2%? But that goes back to what we have been saying. A lot of the Xbox guys don't buy games. They do not buy games. They do not play games. Yeah, they argue. Look at Flight Simulator. Those guys, they talked about that game within a week. Nobody else, they forgot all about it. The same with The Ascent. They talked about it, they hyped it up. After that, nobody played it. Gears Hive Busters. Oh, it's the best looking game this generation. What happened? Less than 3% of the people actually booted the game up to get the achievement. So there's no wonder all of their games years ago went day and date to PC. I'm gonna be honest. PC Master Race probably been keeping the lights on over there at Xbox. It is what it is. So it's just a different strategy when you look at these companies. When you look at what the type of data that they're willing to release and what type of data they're not willing to release. Microsoft likes to finagle the numbers. They like to give you percentages, right? 2%, man. That's little to no growth at all. And it makes it bad because those guys are the same guys that were running with we're at 30 million. And after we found out that they're still sitting at 18 million after it's no growth, they got extremely quiet. They left. They went on sabbaticals for quite some time. And all of a sudden now they back. They popping shit. They're hiding behind Nintendo and hiding behind PC Master Race. Now here's the thing. Y'all know when I battle Xbox dudes, I like to keep it Xbox versus PlayStation. Because I'm going to be honest, nobody else matters outside of that. Nintendo doesn't matter. That's a handheld. That community is going to do what Nintendo does. PC Master Race is going to do what it does, right? Let's keep this Xbox versus PlayStation. But no, a lot of Xbox dudes, they want to tuck tail. There is no console war. They've already lost. They've been lost last generation. They've been out of gaming for the most part. But they're trying to run behind PC Master Race. Oh, well, your games are going to PC. Okay, what to do? Your game's been on PC for what? Going on 10 years now? Date and date. How did that help Xbox? They're still last place. That means even PC Master Race couldn't dig Xbox out of the hole it's in. And then, the Xbox dudes will talk about, well, Nintendo is really the leader because they done sold X amount of consoles. It's like, oh, you're going to hide behind the Nintendo? You're going to hide behind the kids? Is that what we're doing? You hiding behind kids. You can't even stand behind your own product, man. What are we doing here? Come on now. Don't hide behind the kids. Don't hide behind Nintendo and PC Master Race, man. Market your console. That's your console. Stand behind that product. That was y'all blue magic, right? Green magic. Stand behind it. Stand behind that like y'all stood behind the Xbox refrigerator. These dudes will go out and buy refrigerators and controllers and onesies But when you look at the utilization of those games, when you look at the numbers from Sega and Capcom and some of these other Ubisoft, when you look at some of those numbers, man, that shit is crazy. These dudes are buying like single digit, only, it's like 7% of Xbox community bought Resident Evil, and they bought this and they bought that. It's like, it's not like they're getting a lot of games to be choosy anyway. So when I see games selling 87% on PlayStation, I'm looking over at Xbox like, what the hell are you guys doing over there? Shout out to my brother, Brian Carter. I appreciate that, brother. He said, PC Master Race be like, yeah, I hit it. I only had to wait 6 years and marry her, but my friends gave it a good review. Hey, man. Hey, we're going to talk about PC Master Race in a second, man. I'm wrapping up on the Xbox. But stay right with me, Brian Carter. Stay with me, man. But, I mean, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, come on. This isn't good for the X. If you want Xbox to stay in gaming, if you want Xbox to thrive, you're going to have to buy the games. You're going to have to support them. You can't sit back and bypass all of these games, because eventually they're going to stop coming to your platform. Get it out of your mind. Not everything is coming to Game Pass. A lot of these guys just parrot whatever Phil says. They just parrot it. Their gaming habits change with whatever Phil wanted to change with, and that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. There's a reason these guys don't post screenshots and gameplay and stuff like that. When you ask for the gamer tags and you ask for the achievements and stuff, they get on the defensive. They act like you're asking for the social security number. There's a reason behind that. But I mean, I can't tell them enough. Obviously, if they don't want to play their games, I can't force them. But the numbers don't lie. Microsoft is going to have to continuously try to figure out how they're going to spend these numbers. How? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to have to do. All I can say is less Twitter spaces, more gaming, more posting your achievements, more posting, your gamer scores, and be the cohesive system in console and in community. That's it. That's all you have to do. But you can't say, well, you have the world's most powerful console, you have the best games and all these games coming out, and the games that you have, you're not supporting and not buying them. And I find it ironic these guys were hiding behind Death's Door. Oh, well, our game of the year is Death's Door. Our game of the year is Death's Door. By the way, Death's Door was never in Game Pass. That was a game you had to buy for $20. Shout out to Death's Door developers. They're finally putting that game on PlayStation, as it should be, next month. I know PlayStation Nation is going to go and support that game, as they should. PlayStation Nation supports its games, regardless if it's first party, second party, or third party. The numbers don't lie. We looked at the numbers, right? You got 70 million pieces of software being sold. That's not small. But the one next topic I wanted to talk about, man, and that's PC Master Race. Let's talk about it. I see a lot of PC dudes talking shit. Yeah, we got your games. We getting your games. Yada, yada, yada. Listen, I've never understood the back and forth from the PC guys. I kind of consider myself part of PC Master Race. I've always had a high end gaming rigs and high end gaming laptops and stuff like that. And I play play on Steam, Epic, on everything, any and everything. If y'all want to know what I'm playing, go to my YouTube channel. Just look at all the content. Now, here's the thing: if you spend two, three, four, $5,000 on a PC, why are you arguing and declaring yourself master race over people that spend $399, $299 on a console? Why is that even a thing? Let me rephrase this. If I spend $400,000 on a Lamborghini Aventador, why am I arguing with people who are driving Toyota Camrys? Do y'all see how fucking silly that sounds and how silly that looks? Come on. Do y'all see how silly that look? You out here spending all this money on all of these graphics cards, and you comparing that to, well, I get to play your games. Well, whoop de doo, who cares? You get to play what, 4 or 5 year old ports of console games. Well, I'm PC Master Race and my gaming experience is great. I can game at 8K and 10,000 frames a second. Yes, absolutely. Yes, you can. How much did you spend to get that? Well, yeah, I spent $10,000. My PC got all these yellow, green, and rainbow lights. My shit look good. What are you playing? And when you look at the screen and see these are the type of games these dudes is playing, bruh, what are we doing here? I repeat, what the fuck are we doing here? Anthony Vasquez was good. Snowball, I see you. I'm just trying to say, and again, PC Master Race, I ain't got no problem with you, but bruh, you looking spooky out here. You done spend all this money on these goddamn cards. You done spend all this money on this hardware. You got your pretty rainbow lights going on, you know. And these are the type of games y'all playing? I mean, this is like the number one played PC game. But man, I'm getting 3,000 frames a second. Yes, sir. Listen, JS, I see you. Aziza, what's good? Heath Stevens. All I'm going to say, man, is PC should stay out of the conversation. PC Master Race, you're supposed to be the king of the hill on top. Why y'all at the bottom? You in all circles. Is it that lonely at the top, man? You have to kind of look down and say, hey, man, we getting your games. We finna get some of your old games. And that's the first thing I ask a PC dude when I see him bragging. I'm like, hey, what games are you playing? If you show me what games you're playing, then that'll let me know who you are. Like I told y'all, when I'm on PC, I'm playing my PC only games. I'm playing I'm iRacing, right? I'm racing. My Escape from Tarkov. I'm playing, just a vast array of PC only games. I ain't playing no DOTA2 though. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't playing no World of Warcraft. But you know what I'm saying? If you're just playing a bunch of multiplats, a bunch of PC ports of games, and you're superior, fine, man, have at it. But I'm gonna be honest. when it comes to the price for performance ratio, Xbox and PlayStation got it on lock. You have your options of playing at 120 on these consoles. You have the option of playing at 4K 60 now, is the norm. So I get it. You can turn it all the way to ultra and all that stuff, but Steam stats don't lie. The majority of PC gamers are still gaming at 1080p. So consoles have PC master race beat. It's a numbers game. Again, I have no problem with old PlayStation games going to PC. None at all. You can have it all. Throw that whole PlayStation 4 library, throw that shit over on PC. I could care less. But you can't be walking around here playing games that look like this and calling yourself anything master. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Yeah, man. I wanted to get in with a quick video and kind of break down those numbers that we had. You had the numbers with with the PlayStation, and you had the numbers with Xbox, and how Xbox uses, Microsoft, they use percentages. It's kind of like smoke and mirrors, where PlayStation use actual tangible numbers. You'll know how many consoles you sold, how many games you sold, how many people subscribe to the services and stuff like that. It's just very transparent, whereas Microsoft is not transparent. It's crazy. It's two different strategies, and we know why, right? We know why. It's to make the bad numbers look good. And at the end of the day, when you look at it, the numbers are flat. There's only a gain of 2%. That's negligible. That means Xbox is at a standstill. I repeat, Xbox is at a standstill. Will it change? I don't know. I don't think so. In order for it to change, Xbox dudes are literally going to have to buy and support their games. They can't sit by and let all those third party come to the platform and then they don't buy them. They can't have these single digit sales of these games. My brother JD, big facts. Big facts. Caesar G, I see you. Yeah, man, but the PlayStation is sitting roughly around 15 million consoles. Xbox is somewhere between 6 to 8 million. Estimate, that's estimated. We know Microsoft don't share those type of numbers, so one way that we were able to find out how many Xbox Ones they sold last generation is because AMD released how many chips they made. Since Sony releases numbers, right? We have their numbers. We had their numbers. Xbox didn't. So if, let's say, AMD say, hey, we shipped a total of 150 million chips last generation. Well, we know if PlayStation shipped, let's say, or if they released, if they sold 120 million consoles, then we know the remainder of that those chips had to go to Xbox. So they ended up last generation with 48.2 million Xboxes sold last generation. Shout out to my brother Sean with the $2. Buy some tissues, fuck nigga, over them PlayStation games on PC. My brother Sean, what's good, brother? Thank you for coming over here, brother. Hey man, y'all go check my brother Sean's channel out. It's dog shit as usual, but you know what I'm saying? He funny. My brother funny. He be over there on the We Bleed Green network, the We P Green network. Go check him out, man. The last place boys, the last place gangsters. They say if you ain't last, you ain't first. That's their motto, right, son? If you ain't last, you ain't first. Listen. Xbox released two next generation consoles with not one single game for it. That was fine. That was perfect. I was told by a certain Xbox fan base that because the Xbox Series S is so cheap and because the CPU was more powerful than the PlayStation 5, that the Series S alone would outsell the PlayStation. Well, 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 well. I appreciate you, Sean, brother. Cyber Dragon, I see you, player. Well, now we got what, close to 15 million sold versus you're sitting around 6 million Xbox and 7 million Xbox. Maybe 8 if you count all those consoles that they gave away to all the YouTubers and the influencers. You know, if you add those, what do you call it? Add those refrigerators in there. They shape like an Xbox, so maybe Microsoft said, "Fuck it, we gonna count them as sales." Buck that, big facts. Misery loves company, and that's what it is. The Xbox dudes, they're miserable. They're last place. They want PlayStation to be in the same shoes as them. Basically, that's what it is. Yeah, we want y'all games to go to PC too. We wanted to go to day and date too. And here's the thing: even if that was to happen, right? PC gamers will buy more PlayStation games than they buy Xbox games. So either way, you still in last place. It's a lose-lose for you anyway. Sure, you'll have company, right? But didn't I hear that Xbox is PC and PC is Xbox? So now that the old PlayStation games going to PC, does that mean that PlayStation is PC and PC is PlayStation? I want y'all to answer that for me. So you telling me that Xbox lost another exclusive? Xbox is PC and PC is Xbox. No, player. Y'all lost that exclusivity. Anyway, man, I just want to jump here with a quick video, talk to y'all about them sales numbers, talk about this whole PC Master Race debacle. I see a lot of goofy dudes out there, they crying and whining. To me, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm a console gamer at heart. That's where my main priority is going to be. Y'all know I play on any and everything, so it doesn't matter. It is what it is. PlayStation greatness, baby. PlayStation greatness is forever gonna be there, whether you like it or not, man. You can only play, you can only play these games for $3.99. I mean, it's the place to be. $3.99, $4.99. Get your PS5 and play all the games, guaranteed. Or you can sit around and wait a couple of years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and hopefully God of War Ragnarok is ported over to the PC eventually. I just don't see how dudes can sit around waiting that long. I mean, listen. Maybe that Dota and World of Warcraft is holding them over, but god damn, bruh, dudes are still out here playing CS:GO. What are we doing here? The fuck are we doing here? Yeah, Surgeon 12. The ecosystem card. Yeah. Well, listen, PC is PlayStation ecosystem, not player. Yeah, we PlayStation / PC master race around here. How about that? We gonna start using that term, and that's crazy because that's gonna push Xbox down even more. Jeez. Shout out to Cyber Dragon with the $5. Here's a bar for you. If you look at Horizon and see 0 games on your platform, it will dawn on you that a second Horizon is coming. Big facts. My brother is a poet. And you know it. They don't want to believe it. Overdone said, if PlayStation was to port more PC games, I would like to have some kind of feature that allows you to connect to the PlayStation Network for trophies and all that stuff. Well, listen, who knows, man? Who knows? But one thing I can say is what Jim Ryan said is like, look, man, there's a lot of bread left on the table. If we can take our old games and put them on PC and entice the PC gamers to want to buy those sequels on PlayStation, right? And where they don't want to wait 4 and 5 years, then it is what it is. Benji Sales came out and said that Horizon Zero Dawn uptick was 260% for an old game. PC Master Race came out and supported that game on PC. So that means that there is an interest in PlayStation games for PC gamers. A lot of those PC gamers, they don't dabble in the console realm. You know, they don't know what Gears is. They don't know what God of War is and Horizon Zero Dawn is. But if they're going through their Steam library and they see on the store, hey man, what this game, it looks interesting. God of War, let me get into that. Let me see what that's about. And they play it, obviously, right? It's one of the best games ever made. They play it, they were like, oh my God. That was Thor at the end. I can't wait to play it. I want to see what's going on with the sequel. Like, guess what? When they find out that sequel is only on PlayStation 5, that's going to entice them to go out and spend $3.99, $4.99, get them a PS5, play that game day one. And don't tell me that $3.99 or $4.99 is a lot of money. Because PC dudes out here spending $2,000 just on a graphics card alone. So that kind of money is nothing to them to be able to play that game. And so that's one of the strategies that Jim Ryan and Herman Holt say that they're going to use. They're going to try to see if PC guys are going to uptake and go ahead and buy some PlayStations where they don't have to wait a long time for those games, right? It's an enticement. You're trying to entice them to come over and see what else you got. And I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at that at all. You know, if Xbox, if Microsoft can make money off of putting their games on PC and stuff like that without having to buy a console, then hey, you know, what's wrong with Sony trying it? As long as I got my exclusives coming in, as long as they don't, you know, stop supporting the PlayStation console and stuff like that, then who cares? Who cares? It's like, you know, when you look in the back of the closet and you got those old clothes, you know, and your wife donate them to Goodwill, and the next day you see somebody wearing that same outfit that your wife gave away, and now you mad? Like who does that? Who does that, man? You done wore those clothes already. You can't even fit them anymore, but you mad because somebody else gets to wear those clothes.